The Black Shepherd, Lore Master, Herald, the Burnt Child. Ur-Shulgi has many names that have been circulated in the past millennia. This ancient has many stories that speculate as to who they are, their power, motivations, ideologies. But no one can truly know the inner machinations of a creature so ancient. I, however, have in my possession credible texts that provide some insight on this enigmatic figure. Even so, we cannot genuinely know the truth. The past is the past, and it will forever be obscured by time. So join me, young one, and I will regale you with a tale of Ur-Shulgi, child of Hakim. According to my sources, it is said that Ur-Shulgi, a man no older than 14 or 15 years old as a mortal, had appeared before the clan Banu Hakim amidst the end of the Bali Wars that had been waged against Canaanites of the Second City. The young man appeared as a great sorcerer already possessing power above all others within the clan, and displayed unerring loyalty to Hakim and his tenants. He joined the newly minted sorcerer caste that Hakim had created specifically to fight against the Bali. Unfortunately, he had been marred by the war, possessing a visage so unearthly, even his clanmates felt pause before interacting with him. His skin a mixture of blackened gray and cracks as if bearing the permanent wounds of an unhealed burn. The cracks spiderwebbing across his skin, revealing points of protruding bone and emanating an eerie glow akin to that of the flames of hell. Some say his wounds would bleed when agitated. His eyes completely gone, with nothing but a black void in their stead. Yet he could see without impairment. He could move without strain or pause, completely uninhibited by his supposed physical condition. Reports claim by one Cuthbert Beckett that the inner machinations of this creature's mind cannot be understood by Canaanites of the modern night. His thought processes are alien. Ages past, no one can really know how he thinks. He speaks as though unconcerned with everything, yet he greatly pushes the tenets of Hakim upon those that he would consider his subjects. He is a machine of unrelenting violence, moving with the quickness and mastery of celerity not seen in millennia. Some stories suggest that his physical appearance was a result of his embrace. It is speculated that Ur-Shulgi had brought into the fold as a tool that Hakim would use to end the Bali War. Hakim would embrace the boy, throw him into the infernal gore pit which spawned the wretched Bali, and whatever crawled out would be his weapon. Ur-Shulgi would survive this demonic initiation and ingratiate himself within the Bali, gathering them together in one spot for an all-out offensive that resulted in the perfect maneuver for the Banu Hakim, Salubri, and other Canaanites to destroy them once and for all. Whether Ur-Shulgi reprised this role knowingly under Hakim's guidance or as a genuine infernalist is unknown, but either way, he had been permanently changed. Even after the Second Bali War, when he mysteriously appeared openly to the clan, Hakim would have removed his infernal corruption, but the mark stayed with him, the body that had rent him the burnt child. Perhaps that is why he clinged to Hakim's tenets so tightly, why he is, even in these modern nights, the greatest advocate and enforcer of the path of blood. He witnessed Hakim's power firsthand and will forever possess an unending respect for his creator and savior. perhaps that is why he is so fervent in his service. His activities through the ages are mostly a mystery. Unfortunately, very little is actually recorded regarding Ur-Shulgi and his achievements through the ages. But it is known that he rose in standing within the clan and became the eldest after Hakim left for a pilgrimage of enlightenment to which he never actually returned from. Though he was the eldest in age, he would never claim the dutiful title as Old Man of the Mountain, in which the eldest of the clan typically claims as a seat of authority. Records account for a particularly concerning moment in which, during his final visit to Alamut, before he left on his eternal pilgrimage, Hakim and a powerful awakened mortal known as Al-Ashrad, who had been a powerful mortal ally to the clan, had been feuding due to slaying one of Hakim's favored childer at the hands of Al-Ashrad in self-defense. Nobody knows exactly what the conflict was in this. Some claim that Al-Ashrad, being a mere mortal, gaining so much favor with Hakim, had spurred some envy and jealousy within some of the clan, and they chose to attack him to remove him of this, which resulted in Al-Ashrad slaying 12 vampires of the clan of Banu Hakim, a powerful awakened mortal, also known as a mage. Ur-Shulgi was said to be the mediator of this conflict, which resulted in him having to embrace Ashrad as punishment for his transgressions against the antediluvian. Ashrad submitted to this punishment to further avoid a rising conflict that would cause much havoc within the clan. Al-Ashrad himself held the Banu Hakim in great regard, and did not want any more conflict or bloodshed to come of it. And so Ashrad became Ur-Shulgi's first and only childer to this date. The texts are unclear, but sometime after 200 AD, or during 200 AD, Ur-Shulgi would fall into torpor. The cause of this is one of the most speculated topics within the clan to date. Did he fall as a result of battle? That he fought that no one else knew about? Or a battle that was not recorded, perhaps? Was it self-imposed as a means of performing a blood sorcery ritual for a greater purpose? Perhaps it was hunger. The hunger that presides in us as Cainites can lull us into a torpor if we do not feed, and a being such as Ur-Shulgi, one of such age and potency, would no doubt require nutrition and sustenance of equal or potent value, right? Perhaps he merely slipped into torpor due to lack of food. Personally, I'm inclined to think this would probably be the most plausible reasoning. Hunger is something that not even creatures such as Ur-Shulgi can escape from. Occam's razor and all. He slept for over 1,800 years. Slept through the ages. He slept through the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, the dictations of the Quran by the Archangel Gabriel, the emerging religions, the rise of Christianity coming into true worldly influence. He slept through the rise and fall of the clans, new and old, the betrayal of Augustus Giovanni, the rise of Clan Tremere through accursed magics that predicated themselves on the workings of ancient Banu Hakim sorcery. He slept past the Convention of Thorns, the formations of the sects, Camarilla, Sabbat, Anarchs, and the pathetic jihad waged into the modern Knights. He slept through the curse that befell the clan, making it twice damned by the Tremere due to the Treaty of Tyre imposed by the Camarilla. He slumbered until one night he rose. 1997. Ur-Shulgi rose from his millennia-plus torpor and witnessed the world for what it was. Fetid, corrupted, and not to his liking. He saw the state of both kindred and mortal society. After he awoke, He stayed hidden. He learned and observed until he could garner enough information to understand the machinations of the modern knights, and then he made his appearance to the clan proper, appearing before the eldest and caliph of the clan, known as Jamal, another of Hakim's childhood, who had taken the reins of Old Man of the Mountain in the late 1400s. Ur-Shulgi was displeased by the clan's fall into worshipping fledgling gods and religions. Christianity, Muslim, all of it was nothing compared to the blood tenets of Hakim. He confronted Jamal, as he too was a devout Muslim, despite holding the title of eldest and caliph. His allegiance should be to Hakim and his laws alone, Ur-Shulgi proclaimed. Jamal, however, refuted such extremist ideologies. As time passed, so did, too, the advancement of the clan and the understanding of the world. To this, Ur-Shulgi did not take well. In his ancient power, he staked Jamal, displaying his torpid body above the black throne in Alamut. He drained his vitae into nothingness and scattered his ashes across the sands of Petra. This action was not as well received as Ur-Shulgi would have hoped, for the majority of the clan had evolved in their ideologies and their views through the ages. A lot of them either subscribed to the Muslim religion or no religion at all. They saw Jamal's death as a martyrdom, and Al-Ashrad too came forward to oppose Ur-Shulgi's proclamations. Ur-Shulgi's only child stood against him, but Al-Ashrad could not side with his sire in his views, for Al-Ashrad too was Muslim. And upon receiving some alarming information that alluded to Ur-Shulgi's potentially true nature, Ashrad himself decided that it was time to leave. Though he was not the eldest in title, even though he was technically older than Jamal, he never wanted to be the old man on the mountain. He was content being the Amr, the head of the sorcerer caste amongst the Duat. He and most of the caste, along with most of the viziers of the clan, fled to the west, in where they found haven amongst the Camarilla with the help of the Ashira, to which in these modern nights, Clan Banu Hakim now holds a seat as one of the pillars of the Ivory Tower. Due to this, the schism had bloomed, and Ur-Shulgi would proclaim that all apostates of the blood would be hunted and diablerized so that they may be returned to the blood, his childer included. Many of the Banu left Alamut either in fear of their own lives, unwillingness to follow Ur-Shulgi's extreme tenets, or simply just wanting to separate themselves from the clan's brewing implosion altogether. No one could stand against Ur-Shulgi's raw ancient power. Even Al-Ashrad lamented the possibilities of coming to blows with such a powerful ancient creature. Even so, a scant few were left that bought into Ur-Shulgi's dogma. The promise of judgment and power under the path of blood really tickled the fancies of many of the younger Banu Hakim that remained in Alamut. And although their cause was just in their eyes, Ur-Shulgi knew force alone would not suffice in these modern times. He had observed, he had seen, he knew how the world was working. And he too would adapt. He would rebuild a Hakim's ideal world, under the banner of something new. Ur-Shulgi would create a new force, an organization with the sole purpose of spreading Hakim's will and his word across the world. A powerful cult known as the Shepherds of Ur-Shulgi. Ur-Shulgi would appoint 12 powerful and prominent Cainites from within the clan as heralds that would spread across the globe and attempt to gain followers to the path of blood under Ur-Shulgi's rule. It is unconfirmed as to the potency of these 12 heralds. Some say that they are no more potent than a standard neonate, others say they are more potent than that. Some say, even still, that some amongst the heralds are old. Not as old as Ur-Shulgi, but still quite formidable. And some even still claim that some of the heralds were sired by Ur-Shulgi himself. That would be quite concerning. Imagine a Cainite with the blood directly derived from someone so ancient and old. 5th generation, but adapted to the modern knights. The potential that is within them is beyond comprehension at that point, and I shudder to think if such rumors are true. But one thing is certain. These heralds will all rend judgment to the apostates and others that would look to impede their work. Which leads us to the most modern of knights. Where is Ur-Shulgi? You might be wondering. My sources tell me that after he had birthed the blood cult of his, he left on his own pilgrimage to attain power never seen before, and would return to bring the realization of the truth to fruition. Ominous indeed. And he hasn't been seen since, leaving all the machinations of his portion of the clan to the heralds. Though there were rumors of a beast in the sands that caused the death of many Sabbat in recent nights, as they gathered in the Middle East to wage their Gehenna war. The heralds, they spread as ordered, and now work within many cities from within to recruit, to subvert, and to show the truth to any who look their way. The cult itself has grown and developed, becoming more and more influential. But the secrets of the cult are going to remain a secret to those of the outside. So tell me, Cainite, are you ready to join us in the blood?